Hey, welcome back to the Slay the Spire 2 at home video series where we try to make a homemade implementation of Slay the Spire 2 at home, one tiny piece at a time. So today we're going to try to add the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler just because we're kind of bored of whenever we add cards, relics, things like that. We're always only testing against the Nibbit and then the 3 slimes, for now, right? And then, well, the 4 slimes and the double Nibbit in the advanced hallway. So we need to add more enemies so things are more fun. Yeah, it's kind of boring the way it is now. So yeah, this will be should be pretty easy. We've already got the building blocks in place to do this kind of thing, right? So let's just get started. Don't want to take too much time. This is supposed to be a short episode after all. So let's go into the the folder we have, right? So we'll make a new folder for Fuzzy Wurm Crawler. Yeah, like so. We'll create a new. Well, this is where we put a new action picker, right? So new scene. I think we just extend from enemy action picker, right? Yeah, that should be fine. We call it Fuzzy Wurm Crawler action picker. See, I haven't done this in a while. A bit rusty. Alright, so do this, right? And then so Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, it's only got 2 moves, right? Acid Goop and Inhale. And so we're not going to worry about the higher difficulty for now. Like, we don't even have hardly anything of, Ascension 0 implemented, right? So let's just worry about doing 4 damage with the Acid Goop and gaining 7 strength from Inhale, right? So let's just copy those from other scripts, right? We'll just copy the tackle, right? Put that, and then, well, it's called Acid Goop, right? And then it also does 4 damage, right? That's convenient. Okay, so we don't even have to change that. So here, yeah, and then for the intent, this is kind of deprecated. We don't really do anything with this anymore, right? But, so I can just get rid of that, I think. We don't use a string interpolation thing. So basically, what I got is the basic attack action. So that script now, so if I go into our shared action, so the text I'm doing is just show the damage, right? It's not going to replace a string, an interpolation parameter in this string. It's just going to make the text just the damage, right? So yeah, I've changed it. All right, so but yeah, back to our Fuzzy Wurm Crawler action picker, right? Yeah, we go here. Okay, so we need a strength buff also, so we can just copy that from the Nibbit, right? Yeah, we just copy the hiss, put that here, and Fuzzy Wurm Crawler is called I mean, we don't use this text anywhere, but, it's called Inhale, right? So let's just do it like that. And then it's 7 and not 2 strength like the Nibbit, right? So we got, this sort of thing going on. I think we can get rid of this too as well, right? So if I go into basic strength buff action, I think I also just make it the number. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. I still do this. Okay, so maybe we still need to put... I mean... No, let's just get rid of that, right? Let's just put that there. Okay. And then, yeah, so let's just refactor that while we're at it. Let's just get rid of those silly string interpolation parameters for now until we actually have a use for them in the future. So, yeah, right now, I'll just do that. So, okay, we got Acid Goop and Inhale, right? So... now the script, so we'll make a Fuzzy Wurm Crawler action picker, right? So class name Fuzzy Wurm Crawler action picker. Okay. And then so we'll do like we did in a lot of stuff before I started making YouTube videos. Like we just have an action number. We'll just copy the thing from some random thing. So this is like the Lagavulin, right? So we'll just copy that stuff, move that into Fuzzy Wurm action picker. So it's basically a 3-turn cycle, right? So for Acid Goop, Inhale, Acid Goop, repeat, right? So, okay, so when we start with, right, so we do, yeah, if the action number modulo 3 is 2, right? So what we'll do, because that's the special one for Inhale, right? So we have Inhale, and then, yeah, like that, return Inhale. Otherwise, for 1 or 3, right? It's the Acid Goop. Oh, this part's a bit different, I guess. So unlike the log of Vulin, we yeah, this is calculated. So maybe we should do this a bit differently. So we'll say match action number. So we'll just say 1. Well, action number modulo 3 rather, right? So 1, 2, and 3, right? Yeah. So for 2, it's inhale, right? Then we like this. Then, so yeah. I guess we can just put that here, right? Let's get rid of that. Otherwise, it's the acid goop. We'll do this, right? And then this one, I guess, if... So it's based on if we already went through a cycle or not, right? So I guess we can just say if previously used action is... Yeah, so if it's not null, right? So if it's not the first turn, we'll just say it's 2, and else. Yeah, and then acid goop. I mean, I'm not even using these anywhere. It's just for, you know, yeah, just in case we end up having a use for those in the future. So maybe we just do this, right, and like that, and just get rid of this. So if we just make it consistent, I guess, the order we're setting these variables. Yeah. I mean, this isn't one of the enemies that can only use, you know, one of its moves a certain amount of times in a row, right? But we've got that functionality set up, so, you know, we might as well just fulfill our contract here, I guess. I guess what the enemy action picker is supposed to do. Yeah, something like that. Oh yeah, I should also make sure that these aren't set wrong. So these aren't chance-based, right? These are just completely scripted. So just get rid of this stuff, right? And then, yeah, script-based. Okay. Yeah, so it's different from the slime, which has a chance of doing it. Yeah, okay. So we got our Fuzzy Wurm Crawler action picker. All right, next thing. So we need to create the enemy stats, right? So if we go to Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, yeah, I can just make it in this folder, right? Yeah, so create a resource, enemy stats. This is the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler stats, right? And then, so the AI will just be that. And then the health, it can be 55 to 57 because we're not worried about the higher difficulties left yet, right? Okay, so then I'll put this, that, right? That's just a picture we downloaded from the wiki, right? So yeah, if you're wondering what that is. All right, so we back to here, right? So we've got our enemy stats. So now we need to create the scene for where the enemy appears, right? So let's go into the encounter data. Yeah, scenes, encounters. Okay, so this is Slay the Spire Act 1 Overgrowth, right? So we'll make a new folder for that. This is the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler. Right, and then, I mean, we could even copy some of this stuff, right? Like, do we want to do that? Is there any problem with that? No 2D. Let's just make a new one, I guess. It probably doesn't matter, but... Oh, this is Fuzzy Wurm Crawler Encounter. Yeah, this is just when you're fighting a Fuzzy Wurm Crawler by itself, right? Oh yeah, we need to make the... Where's the thing to make it the full screen? Do you not need to do that for this? Maybe you don't. Let me just try to add an enemy, see if that... Oh, okay, I guess you don't. Okay, it's not a control node. Okay, so yeah, let's just... So this is the... Do we need to name it? We might as well, right? So this is our Fuzzy Wurm Crawler. It's not Fuzzy Wurm Crawler at design time because, you know, we don't want to slow our machine down by making, you know, having that dynamically update in the editor. But at runtime, you know, it'll do its thing. So, okay, so yeah, we need to put the stats, right, for the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler. So let's kind of, yeah, Fuzzy Wurm Crawler stats, right? And then, yeah, let's put it to a more reasonable position on the screen, right? Something like that. Okay. And then, yeah, that's basically it, right? So that's our encounter scene, right? And then we can't make the advanced hallway fight because we haven't actually added Shrinker Beetle right yet, right? This project will do that in the future sometime, hopefully. But, you know, right now all we have is the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler. So we can only do the, you know, the one that's just the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, not the Shrinker Beetle. So in the future we'll have to add the Shrinker Beetle, but for now it's fine. Okay, so now let's go to our encounters, right? So this is our Slay the Spire 2 encounter pool. So we add the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler encounter to that, right? Wait, why is that not? Oh, I haven't added the encounter data yet. So, I need to make it, yeah. Okay, encounter data. So this is the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler encounter. .tres, yeah. So this will be Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, right? Is that what how I named it? Yeah, just put the underscores in. Yeah, just to be consistent, right? So Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, Act 1 Easy. And we don't have underdocs yet, so right now we're just calling it Act 1 Easy, right? Weight 25, and I think that's what I put for Nibbit and 3 slimes also. So just to be, yeah, so they're the same weight. Okay, so we have that. The enemies will just be the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, right? In this case, enemy, right? Because there's only one. You're only fighting one Fuzzy Wurm Crawler. Okay, so that's there, right? So now back to our encounter pool. We add the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler encounter here, and then we drag that to the easy Act 1 easy pool section, just, you know, just so it's easier to organize. So that's there, right? Okay. So now, what's this? Oh, this is just stuff from before when we were, okay, typing in the code for the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler action picker. That's fine, right? So, oh yeah, I could double check this just to make sure this looks okay. So yeah, modulo 3. Yeah, this looks okay, right? Acid goop, inhale, acid goop. Okay. And just double check this one last time. Yeah, and then we did refactor this to not use the interpolation. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that should do that, right? So the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler should be in the game now. It should work, and then... So we need to test the basic functionality, right? And we're not worried about all this other stuff, right? Okay, so let's see if that worked. So it might take us a couple tries to run into it, right? Because basically for the first easy pool fight, well, because we don't have the fourth easy pool fight in the game yet, the one with the Shrinker Beetle, so we'll have a 1/3 chance, right? And then it'll be excluded from the second easy pool fight, so if we don't run into the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, we'll have a 2/3 chance the second time, right? And then, yeah. So, yeah, we should have a pretty good chance of running into it, right? So let's just upgrade it. Oh, yeah, we still have the cheating. Let's get rid of the cheating stuff from the previous episode, right? We don't need to, when we're testing the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, we don't need to cheat these colorless cards into our deck. So yeah, get rid of those. Okay, we're not cheating anymore. All right, so here, okay, we can get a colorless card, right? Ultimate Defender, Ultimate Strike. Let's take Ultimate Strike because that'll help us get to the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler faster, hopefully, right? So let's just take a fight with 3 easy pool fights in a row, right? And then to increase the chance that we run into it. Okay, there's a Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, right? So we need to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So it needs to do Acid Goop, Inhale, Acid Goop, right? So, okay, let's make sure we don't kill it, right? So we can actually see, okay, now it's gaining the strength, right? Okay, we can Ultimate Strike it, right? Just for the heck of it. Yeah, okay. Well, we don't want to kill this all. Oh, we can reduce it to 1. That'll still let it do its thing, right? Okay, so, uh-oh, that's not right. It's gaining 7 strength twice in a row. No, it's not what's supposed to do that. We messed up. What do we do? Oh, this is supposed to be 0. Yeah, because when you add 1, right? So it becomes 1 modulo 3 is 1, then 2 modulo 3 is 2, And then 3 modulo 3 is 0, right? So we just messed up our thing. I mean, we're never going to get to 3 action number modulo 3 being 3 because that's not the way the modulus works, right? Because basically think of it as the remainder. So 1 divided by 3, remainder 1, 2 divided by 3, remainder 2, and then 3 divided by 3 is remainder 0, not 3, right? So we kind of messed up our script there. Okay, so yeah, let's try that again. So this time the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler should be fixed, and then it should be doing the correct thing, right? Like paperweight. Oh, so we still haven't seen the other uncommons that we added, right? So what's in our colorless pool? I should keep an eye out for that just to make sure that's working. I mean, right now our card pool isn't very big, so I mean we did get them in a different order this time also, right? What's in our colorless pool? Oh yeah, so we also have a chance. We should have a chance of getting finesse and flash of steel also, right? Here, let's restart the game. Now I'm kind of bothered by that, like getting the same cards from the lead paperweight every time. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, this time, yeah. So we do. It's just RNG, right? Our code should be working, and we're just getting a bit weird RNG. Okay, so yeah, let's see if we can run into the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler again. So yeah, okay, we got the nib. Let's just kill it as fast as we can and move on, right? Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. Nope. We got the slimes, right? So yeah, we need to kill this and then. Oh, whoops! I could have finished it that turn. Whatever. Okay. Oh wait, this is an event, and this is an old Slay the Spire event that we haven't removed from our project yet, right? So what do we get from a transform? Shrug it off. All right, Fuzzy Wurm Crawler. Yes, we got it. Okay, so this time it'll not gain the strength twice in a row because we fixed our script, right? So that bug should be fixed now. Yes. Now, okay. Now it's doing 11, and the reason it's 11, of course, is because we're gaining a strength, right? And we don't care about this thing where the intent icon changes when the damage changes, because yeah, we don't even care about the. I mean, I don't even care about the base intent icon, to be honest. But yeah. And we've got so little of Slay the Spire implemented that Slay the Spire 2 implemented that we don't care about that kind of stuff right now. So yeah, next. Okay. Yeah. Now this is the second 11 after the inhale, right? So this is still correct. It does acid goop twice after the inhale. So yeah, we should be fixed now, right? So it's not doing the wrong thing. You'll inhale again, right? Go up to 14 strength, and then you start hitting for 18, right? So yeah, now we're satisfied that the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler is doing what it's supposed to be doing, not like the first time we tried it because we had the bug. Yeah. 4, 11, 18. Yeah, that's more or less what it's supposed to be doing, right? Okay, so yeah, this is good, right? Where we're supposed to be at the end of this episode with the Fuzzy Wurm Crawler working, and we don't care about it being the right size and the right position or the fancy animations, right? Because this is Slay the Spire 2 at home, not real Slay the Spire. Yeah, so next time let's see if we can add the relic nail options, right? So the large and small capsule, I'll have to review, how that's supposed to look. I think you do get the reward screen in Slay the Spire 2, because in the original Slay the Spire, when you took a common relic, I think it just directly got added to your relics without you having a chance to skip it or anything. I'll have to check to make sure, exactly how it works in Slay the Spire 2, right? I think you do see the reward screen, and maybe you can even skip it, right? But yeah, that's something for me to do before the next episode of this. But for now, we do have our Fuzzy Wurm Crawler, so, and then if we add the Shrinker, right, we can even add the advanced hallway fight next time, right? So, but yeah, right now we're getting a little bit closer, right? Slowly, tiny piece at a time, and then yeah. So right now we still only have those 3 easy pool fights, and then the 2 advanced hallway fights, right? In terms of Slay the Spire 2 specific stuff, and not from the original Slay the Spire stuff, right? Yeah. Okay, but yeah, we just need to add piece by piece. Yeah, go on. So yeah, until next time.